Hello and welcome back to the Going to IE University podcast. Today, my special guest is Ida Nyedelius. Hi, Ida. How are you doing today?
Hi, nice to see you too. I'm doing great. It's nice to be back in Segovia. I'm living in Madrid now, so it's a bit nostalgic to walk these hallways again.
Amazing. So you're a third-year student here at IE, is that correct?
Correct.
And what is it that you're studying again?
PLE LLB, so that's a shortcut for politics, law, and economics, plus law.
And how's that going so far?
It's going great, yeah. Adapting to Madrid, the new tower, it's a big change, but the classes are overall pretty good, and yeah, enjoying it.
Amazing. How's midterm season been so far?
Oh, I wish we didn't have midterms, to be honest, but it was stressful, for sure. But it's over and went pretty great, to be honest.
Nice. I agree. I wish as well that midterms didn't exist. I think we all do. So tell me, what does your daily life look like as a student here at IE University?
Wow, that's a very broad question. It's different from each day. A lot of events going on, a lot of people to meet. Yeah.
Would you say that there's no such thing as a standard day?
For sure.
Amazing. So what's been the experience like at the new tower?
Thinking like comparing it to Segovia, the new tower is brand new. It's not completely done, so it's a work in progress. And being the first batch of students there, we kind of shape it and mold it together with its staff, I would say.
Amazing. So there are so many extracurricular activities to take part in here at the university. What are some that you chose to be a part of?
I think my baby was the art club from like day one. I was a participant in the first year here in Segovia in the beautiful Casa de Moneda. You probably know about it, right?
Absolutely.
And then the second year I was the president here in Segovia. And now with the new tower, we are establishing it in Madrid too. So that's my main engagement. And then I've been part of the different sports and going to different events and being part of the community in that way.
So talk to us a little about the Casa de Moneda, because that's a pretty special place that we have here in Segovia.
I love it. It's a little bit of a walk from IE, about 8 minutes, I would say. But if you go through the park, it's like a park walk with all the trees and a little river. And when you come there, it's also a historical place, like the university here. And you come in and you have 3 floors of a yoga room, a grand piano, you have a music room with equipment, and then on the top you have the attic, which is filled with art material. So in the attic is where I mostly were during my time here, but also in the music room where a lot of my friends were in the music club and playing.
Yeah, I have to say the Creativity Center or the Casa de Moneda, I'm not sure how to distinguish the two, is also one of my favorite places at the university. It is truly the creativity center. You can really do whatever it is you wish to do. The music, I love the music room so much. It's so much fun to be there with people that do music.
And the pool table.
Oh yeah, they do have a pool table.
They do. Every event, they will come with a beer, with the San Frutos beer.
Yeah.
You tried it, no?
Yes.
The Segovian local brewery. Amazing.
Indeed. I'm not sure if you can necessarily answer this question since you're a third year, but, well, here, we'll do it. We'll format it a bit differently. How different is your daily experience now as a third year than it was when you were a first year? Yeah.
All right. To give you some context, like being a third year right now, you have lived through pre-COVID, during COVID, and now post-COVID. First year of my university time was pretty normal in a sense that you were coming here, everything was open, no face mask. We had Irish, the nightclub was completely free to go. So it's like a university feeling, like a lot of happening, a lot of events. During COVID, we ended quickly, like in March, so we all had to do online uni for the rest of the semester. But then coming back, it was a blessing to be able to be face-to-face, even though we had face masks and distance in the classroom. And it was here in Segovia, like the whole COVID year, which was different, less events, no really nightlife per se, and lockdown from time to time. And now post in Madrid, it's much more open, it's slowly going back, but you can see some changes in methodology, how people enjoy and pass their time. I feel like there's a lot more engagement in clubs and university than it was prior, because you had a lack of events, you had a lack of like the community feeling from being in lockdown.
Yeah, I definitely remember that. I know the first time that I was here, I'm a second year, so last year, September, I came in person, and there were not a lot of students here. It was a very weird feeling. It was almost like the university was a bit of a ghost town. But now everything seems pretty normal, I think. I wouldn't know because that's my only point of reference, but it seems really nice and fun. And Irish, I think, is open again.
I heard it is, yeah.
I heard it is as well. I still have never been, but it seems fun. Looks like people like it. And yeah, that's nice. Do you work?
Work during summers, yes. And looking for internship, yes. But outside of university studies right now, no. Work at a company, no. But working within the university, yes, for sure. Like with the clubs and a lot of project management within 2 clubs that I'm leading. So if that is counted as work, which I think, yeah.
Yeah. So what are those 2 clubs? You mentioned the art club, and then which is the other club?
So we just started the Nordic Club for promoting the Nordic regions and the culture, and sharing culture, and also building a network for IE alumni and current IE students that are coming from the Nordic region, but also are interested and want to work there in the future, for example. So it's a networking and event and culture sharing club. And I'm very excited for it, especially in Madrid. It's a lot of things happening with the embassies and a lot of culture events that we can implement here and share with the IE community.
So what are some of the biggest initiatives that you're pushing with that club right now, the Nordic Club?
So we want to do like a Christmas dinner during December, late November, and that's very particular for the Nordic region. And then we have different national holidays. You have 17. Mai in Norway that we can implement here too. And then we have around Easter, another like big holiday in Sweden. And we also have the Nobel Prize that's from Sweden/Norway. That's very interesting academic-wise and highlighting Nobel Prize and the achievements that are done every year.
Nice. That sounds really fun. Congratulations on the initiative. So, when looking back at your time at the university, is there any one particular day that stands out to you, or maybe a few days, maybe a moment of time that stands out to you?
That's a interesting question too. I feel since every day is kind of special in a way, it's very difficult to point out a particular day. I would say that during the exam period during first year was very special, especially like during the winter, the first exam period in my first year, because everyone was here cramming the exams in the library. It was building up a community feeling, having like the first final exam. And then I would say coming back to university during COVID pandemic, like you said, it felt like a ghost town. But as soon as you see your friends that you haven't seen in 5 months, it was very special. Also being able to be face-to-face again. And then I would say the exhibition, finally exhibition with the art club during May was also a very special time, seeing the achievement of art club and all. I think we had like around 30 artists among the students that participated with the works. So seeing that was beautiful.
So what does your day-to-day life look like at IE? I know I kind of already asked you that question, but maybe you could try and generalize a bit and run us through what that looks like for you, like a normal day. When you wake up, you're doing work, getting to school, leaving school. I don't know. You tell us a little about that.
I would say Segovia and Madrid was very different. Now my day-to-day is I wake up, probably around 9, 10, I head to the metro, like about half an hour to uni. And then you get there. I like to come earlier so you can grab a coffee, meet up with friends. Then it's sessions. You maybe have a break between. And then I like to stay and work there. So when you go back with the metro, it's like switching the mindset and going back to relax. I like to do a lot of events in town. I'm going on one tonight with the Swedish ambassador and Mujeres en Innovación, so like women in innovation and technology. So like a lot of that is happening in Madrid that we didn't have in Segovia that I like to seek out. In Segovia, however, I feel like you woke up 10 minutes before class, you run to class, and when you're done with that, you probably go to Plaza, have a drink, any time of the day, really. Like a glass of wine is like a typical Spanish way of living, I feel. And then you maybe do your work at someone's place or stay at Plaza. And then you probably meet up at Plaza with friends later on as well. If you don't go to Casa de Moneda with Art Club or for a music event with Music Club. So yeah, the two lives are pretty different.
Yeah, I can definitely, as a Segovia student, I can attest to that dynamic. That's very true. You're here, you leave, you're probably at Plaza, or maybe around the castle.
Yeah.
Or you can go for a hike somewhere. Near the castle is beautiful. I like spending time around there.
Have you checked out the restaurant beside the Alcazar?
No, I didn't even know they had one.
You go to the Alcazar and then you go to the entrance where you buy the tickets. Behind it is a beautiful restaurant, nice views. And the downside, or the better side, is that you don't see any other IE. So you're surrounded by more Spaniards and tourists.
I will keep that in mind. And for all of you listening, a restaurant next to the castle. Apparently it's good stuff.
So what would you recommend IE students that want to be more involved in voice recording or finding any projects?
I would say get a microphone. Doesn't have to be nice. That I was not pointing at this microphone. I was just pointing at a microphone. This is a fine microphone. Get a microphone, get a digital audio workstation, and mess around a bit and see what's up. And yeah, I would say that's it. YouTube is how I learned everything. You can learn everything on YouTube, I think. Wouldn't you say? I think you can learn pretty much everything on YouTube. You can learn how to build an app on YouTube. Who would have known? So you can definitely learn how to record something on a microphone and make it sound funny or good.
So during your normal day here at IE, a lot of it goes to your own project. Do you feel like IE is supporting you in that too?
Well, I could see this as sort of avenue of IE supporting this type of work. But yeah, a lot of my time is definitely spent doing that. I honestly, I would say that type of stuff probably takes more time than school by a significant margin. But yes, IE's very supportive. IE is the most supportive school I have ever been to. And I've been to more than one university. Actually, I will say that. I was briefly a student at McGill in Montreal, and this school dynamic, it's so much more personal. You can actually speak to your professors. There were times when in classes over in Montreal, I would be in a room filled with maybe 600 students at a time, and I swear, by the end of the semester, I would have no idea what my professor looked like. I kind of knew what their voice sounded like because I occasionally attended classes, but no idea what they looked like. Definitely never spoke to them, even assistant professors. And it was just very difficult to feel like, part of a community. It was kind of just you're at school and then you leave and then you have other stuff. But this is a totally different dynamic that I really, really appreciate. And I actually think that's a really valuable point, You know all of your classmates. You definitely know your professors very well. Actually, I would get in trouble a lot my first year because I would be nonstop like saying things and, shooting my hand up because I could, And there's something less, inherently less intimidating about being in a room with 30 people instead of being in a room with 600 people where you're like, oh, it's like, what? Who's listening to me? Like, oh, is this a dumb question? Is this a dumb point? And once you start to get to know your classmates a little bit better, you don't have that anymore. And I think that that's honestly the most special thing that IE has given me in terms of an experience. Like, I feel like I actually belong to a community much more than I did back at McGill, which is not to say it's not a great school. It is a great school, and it was awesome in certain respects. But as far as an academic setting and feeling part of a community, IE honestly is the gold standard. I couldn't think of another university that's similar to this. Not that I've been to many, but you hear a lot of, you're in class with 500 people and here you're in class with 30 people max?
So what was like your expectation before you were transferring here, no?
I wasn't able to transfer. Because I wasn't really studying, the communications and digital media degree here, BCDM for those interested, is very specific. So the classes I was taking at McGill didn't really factor in. And because of COVID, I actually couldn't get any transfer credits. Like, the process would have required me to go to Canada and get things, taken care of, notarized, bring them back to the US, send them over to the IE. And at the end of the day, it wouldn't have been worth it because they only would have been elective credits anyways. Because, if I'm transferring over, some economics credits or some philosophy credits, that doesn't really factor into the degree here. So I actually came in as a first year. So technically I would be graduating this year, but I'm not. And that's amazing. Or that's great. That's fine. It's okay. I like it.
No, I think it's brave. Like, a lot of people race towards a graduation, but I think that's pretty sad because if you decide a degree and then you realize that that's not for you, then why not change it before you're done the 4 years and then starting over? I think it's great. Like, I took a gap year before coming here to not race into something I'm not sure about.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm doing everything I love now. This digital media and communications degree is so hands-on. And because it's so intimate, you really get a chance to work on kind of every facet of the game, whether it's theoretical or audio stuff like this or video stuff or even, writing short films and shooting them and producing entire things. So it's shown me that this is definitely what I want to do. And yeah, I made the right decision and I feel very happy with it. This is what I'm passionate about. And yeah, so take the leap if you're thinking about it. If you're a fourth year right now, or maybe not a fourth year, okay, that would be just finish it and then do a master's. But if you're like a second year and you're not feeling it, just take the leap. If you have somewhere else to be in your heart, just do it. Everyone will love you anyways. Your parents will, your siblings will, your grandparents will definitely. They don't care. Maybe they care more. But just take the leap. Live your dreams. Include that. But that's true. It's very true. All right, that's all we have for today's episode. Thanks a lot, Ida. It was amazing to see you again. And yes, we'll be back soon with another episode of the IE University Podcast.